Who is the most powerful man in the world? You might think of CEOs, politicians, and even celebrities. But what if I told you the answer lies on Wall Street, and his name is Larry Fink? You might have never heard of him, and that's okay, because most people haven't. But Larry Fink, the CEO of BlackRock, wields financial power unlike any other. He is the man with trillions of dollars in his grasp, controlling every other tech giant out there, like Apple, Microsoft, and Amazon. Today, we're diving deep into BlackRock and how under Larry Fink's leadership, it has quietly become a force shaping the global economy. Let's get a grip on the topic. Larry Fink is the CEO of BlackRock, and BlackRock isn't exactly a household name. It's an investment management company. And while that might sound boring, here's the crazy part. BlackRock is the world's largest, managing a mind-blowing $10 trillion in assets. To put that in perspective, it's more money than the GDP of most countries. And if that isn't enough, they've got significant shares over many tech giants. For instance, BlackRock owns 6.54% of Apple's shares, 7.22% of Microsoft, and 5.93% of Amazon. These aren't just numbers, as their shares are worth billions of dollars. And that is the reason why BlackRock, or Larry Fink, has trillions of dollars in hand. Larry Fink is the mastermind behind BlackRock, and he isn't just some bean counter. He's a powerful player who influences the decisions of major corporations around the world. Think about it. If BlackRock decides to invest in a company, it injects a massive amount of cash. That kind of influence can sway how companies operate, from their environmental practices to who they hire. So, is Larry Fink the puppet master of the global economy? And how exactly does one company amass such power? And is this a good thing or a recipe for trouble? We'll explore all that and more as we unveil the story of Larry Fink and BlackRock. Larry Fink's rise. Larry Fink wasn't born with a silver spoon. Growing up in a middle-class family in California, his path to Wall Street wasn't exactly preordained. He started with a degree in political science, a far cry from finance. But somewhere along the way, the allure of the financial world grabbed him. He pivoted, earning an MBA with a focus on real estate. This wasn't just some random choice. Back then, real estate was booming, and Fink saw an opportunity. He landed a job at First Boston, a prestigious investment bank, in 1976. Here's where things get interesting. Fink wasn't just another face in the crowd. He quickly grasped the complexities of the financial markets, particularly a new and innovative concept at the time: mortgage-backed securities. These were essentially bundles of home loans sold as investments. Fink saw their potential and became one of the first traders in this market. His talent and work ethic didn't go unnoticed. Fink rose through the ranks at First Boston, eventually managing the entire bond department. But ambition burned bright within him. By 1988, he, along with a handful of colleagues, saw a chance to strike out on their own. They envisioned a new kind of investment firm, one that leveraged cutting-edge technology to manage massive amounts of money. Thus, BlackRock was born. BlackRock started small, but Fink's vision was clear: to become the premier platform for institutional investments. His strategy? Focus on risk management and building a diverse portfolio of investments. It wasn't flashy, but it was effective. Investors flocked to BlackRock, impressed by their stability and returns. Fast forward to today, and BlackRock has become a behemoth. Under Fink's leadership, they've grown into the world's largest asset manager. That $10 trillion giant we mentioned earlier. But how did a company started by a few guys in the 80s achieve such dominance? BlackRock: money, muscle, and influence. The answer lies in a concept called assets under management. Let's break it down. Imagine you're an investor and entrust a company with your hard-earned money to manage and grow. Those entrusted funds, your stocks, bonds, and other investments, become that company's AUM. Now, BlackRock doesn't just manage your average Joe's savings. They're the investment muscle for giants, pension funds, insurance companies, and sovereign wealth funds. These entities entrust BlackRock with colossal sums, seeking expertise and a healthy return. As of today, BlackRock boasts a staggering $10 trillion in AUM. That's a number so vast, it's hard to comprehend. Here's how it translates into the real-world dominance. Bigger than GDP. BlackRock's AUM surpasses the GDP of most countries, including powerhouses like Canada and South Korea. Market mover. They hold significant stakes in countless companies across the globe, Estimates suggest BlackRock is the top shareholder in over 18,000 companies in the US alone. Passive powerhouse. A large chunk of their holdings are through index funds, which passively track a market index like the S&P 500. This seemingly passive approach still holds immense power, since these index funds are so widely held. BlackRock's decision on which companies to include significantly impact a company's stock price. But BlackRock's influence goes beyond just numbers. Here's where things get interesting: the concept of influencing companies. Remember how we mentioned Larry Fink's early days in mortgage-backed securities? BlackRock doesn't just buy and hold passively. They actively engage with the companies they invest in. This engagement can take various forms, such as proxy voting. BlackRock votes on behalf of its investors on issues like executive compensation and environmental practices. With such massive holdings, their votes carry significant weight, potentially swaying company decisions. Engagement with management. BlackRock uses its clout to directly discuss strategic direction and sustainability goals with company leadership. This influence isn't about micromanaging companies. BlackRock, under Fink's leadership, is increasingly pushing for responsible corporate behavior. They advocate for companies to consider environmental, social, and governance (ESG) factors alongside traditional financial metrics. While some criticize BlackRock's ESG push as a veiled attempt for control, others see it as a positive force for change. The debate around BlackRock's power is just heating up. Critics argue that such concentrated financial power is dangerous, potentially giving BlackRock undue influence over entire industries and the global economy. BlackRock, the puppet master or responsible investor. BlackRock doesn't directly control companies. They don't tell CEOs what to do on a daily basis. However, their sheer size and investment strategies grant them significant leverage. Here's how. 1. Shareholder power. BlackRock's massive holdings in companies make them major shareholders. This translates to voting rights on crucial matters like board composition, executive compensation, and even mergers and acquisitions. While not always a guaranteed win, BlackRock's vote can significantly sway the outcome, especially in closely contested decisions. 2. The power of the index. Remember index funds, those passive investment vehicles we mentioned earlier? BlackRock is a giant in this space. Here's the key point. When BlackRock decides to include or exclude a company from an index fund, it directly impacts that company's stock price. Inclusion brings a wave of investment, while exclusion can trigger a sell-off. This power to shape the composition of index funds gives BlackRock significant influence over entire sectors. 3. Engagement with company management. BlackRock doesn't just throw its weight around. They actively engage with company management. This can involve discussions on long-term strategy, environmental practices, and diversity in the boardroom. While seemingly collaborative, BlackRock's sheer size makes these conversations anything but casual. Companies are highly motivated to address BlackRock's concerns, knowing their investment could hinge on it. Examples of BlackRock's influence. Here's how this influence might play out in real-world scenarios. Sustainability push. BlackRock has become a vocal proponent of environmental, social, and governance (ESG) factors in investment decisions. They pressure companies to consider their environmental footprint, social impact, and governance practices alongside traditional profit margins. This can lead to companies to invest in renewable energy, improve labor practices, and increase boardroom diversity, all to stay in BlackRock's good graces. Industry shifts. BlackRock's decisions on which companies to include in their index funds can influence entire industries. Imagine BlackRock prioritizing clean energy companies in an energy sector index fund. This would attract investment in renewables, potentially pressuring traditional fossil fuel companies to adapt or risk being excluded. Criticisms and concerns. Lack of accountability. BlackRock operates with a certain level of secrecy. Their voting decisions on shareholder proposals often remain opaque, making it difficult to hold them accountable for the impact of their investments. Undue influence. Critics argue that BlackRock's sheer size grants them disproportionate power over entire industries. This concentration of financial muscle could stifle innovation and competition, favoring established companies that align with their ESG goals. Short-termism versus long-term vision. BlackRock, while pushing for sustainability, manages a significant amount of money in short-term investment vehicles. This raises concerns about whether their ESG focus is a genuine commitment or simply a marketing strategy. Wrapping up, BlackRock's story is far from over. Their influence on the global economy is undeniable, but the debate about its implications has to be closed for this episode. BlackRock isn't the only mind-bending concept in the world of finance and economics. Have you ever wondered if time itself is an illusion? Then you might want to explore our video on time paradox. Is everything happening all at once? And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more dives into the weird and wonderful world of finance, economics, and everything in between. Hit that subscribe button and join the conversation in the comments below.